How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm perfect. And Veena, did you know about Studi Khandwala?
No, actually, I didn't.
Yeah, so whenever I saw your profile, your essays, and overall profile, I just get a feeling of Studi Khandwala. She got into MIT 5 years ago, and she already graduated from MIT. And
Okay.
her vision and mission, and how she approach problems is little bit same as you. Like when I saw your essay,
Much.
so the line which I love the most, which is I want to convince a 7-year-old girl for demanding telescope rather than Barbie doll. Introduce about yourself and when your journey started.
Okay, so my name is Veena Mittal, and I was born in Poland. And I came to India back in 2013 with my mother. My father stayed over there only. He is a doctor, he's a gynecologist. So he stayed there for his work. And I came here with my mother. I did not know how to speak and write in Hindi at all. So that was quite a challenge. Everything was very new for me, the entire Indian culture, the entire atmosphere, the entire environment, people, teachers, school. So back here, I started adapting. I think I was already like I think this is a good quality of mine that I adapt pretty well. So I was able to adapt pretty quickly. But one drawback that remained till the third grade was me not being able to speak and write and give tests well in Hindi, which was a required subject throughout my entire school. So the teachers called in my mom and they talked to her about it and told her that she'll not be able to perform well over here because she's not well fluent in Hindi. So my mom challenged them in a positive way and completely assured them that she will take care of this entire deal. And she kind of ensured them that I will be able to learn Hindi. And she taught me at home for 2 to 3 months, every day, every night. We practiced in the garden, in the room, on the terrace, everywhere. And I think when I came back, like after that entire training session, the teachers was kind of shocked because I was able to score well in my test. I got 20 on 20s. I was able to speak well. I was able to converse with my friends. Communication overall became very easy for me. So yeah, I think that was one of the biggest challenges that I faced when I came here. And then I did not have much of a social life because I was really, really, really invested in co-curricular activities. And I think the entire, like my entire life, the entire reason that I was able to build up such a great application from the onset was because of my mother, because she was the backbone of the um, entire time management, I should say. That my entire schedule, my entire routine, she helped me structure it and organize it in a way where I was able to play basketball, do horse riding in the morning at 4 a.m., do skating, chess and swimming, arts, dance, Kathak. I did Bhatkande course for 5 years, and then I have done Trinity's keyboard till grade 6, and I mean I was able to excel in all of these fields, and I even went for national sports in horse riding, skating, and chess, and won over there. So all of this was only possible because of my mother, because she rounded my entire life day and night in a way where people used to come and say that this is not possible, itna sab kuch nahi kar sakti hai ladki, and you can be a jack of all trades and master of none. But through this time management and organizational skill, dedication and hard work, I was able to prove them wrong, which I feel pride in that. I know my mom feels, my dad does.
Yeah, yeah, your journey started with Hindi, and I think your mother is the superhero of your story or journey.
Yeah, and then COVID came in, so all of these competitions, going out for nationals into schools, became really, really hard. But that's when I was able to focus on colleges, like not colleges but research is a very integral part. I'm a STEM student and I'm very inclined towards that. I've always been. So during the COVID time, I was able to research a lot. I was able to network a lot with people who are interested in this field outside my school. That's a great part. Like networking is very, very crucial to be able to succeed in your line of work. So I started researching what all the majors, what I'm interested in. As till 11th end, I was not sure what I wanted to do. I knew I was interested in science, but I did not know like what should I do. And it has always been a dream of mine since I was 3 to 4 years old to become an astronaut. But I think many kids have that dream, and that dream started feeling unattainable and started feeling more of a reality or reachable when I was able to research. I was able to align my skills and my education into what I want to become. So yeah, I think that was and then yeah, I think we had our ninth grade exams online, and then 10th IGCSE. Just before the IGCSE, 2 months back, our school reopened. That was a really big, huge change for us, because till the end of the time, till the nick of the time, we were like, no, the exams will happen online. We don't have to be that serious about it. All of us, the entire grade, was like that. But then the teachers announced that there will be no online exams, there will be offline exams, and you will have to give the board exams in school in person. So that's, I think, the point where all of us started working rigorously and just started grinding and doing our hard work. So yeah.
Amazing, amazing. And Veena, what about your extracurriculars? Like you have tons of extracurriculars. So I just have a few specific questions. Like what about Ideate Club when you started, and what is the main motivation?
Ideate Club was basically a club that I mean, me and two of my friends approached our physics teacher. We were like, there was not no science club that in our school that taught hands-on projects to students, that actually brought in the reality, that does not only the practicals and the theoretical education that is offered by school, but actually being connected with the world outside and actually using that knowledge, implementing that to build projects which are actually effective in the real world and help solve problems and makes us change makers. So me and my friends approached our physics teacher, told him that we really want to do something about this. We should really come together and make a club and really just reach out to juniors, because juniors in our school was so motivated, and we regretted not having this kind of an opportunity during our time. So yeah, I mean, me and so then we came together and formed this ideate club. And we were a team of 5 people, with our mentor being our physics teacher. And then we sent out the emails from 5th till 12th grade, everyone, and let them know what is our motive was, to help people write research papers, help people research, help people use their education and their knowledge to build projects which interest them, help curate those projects and research papers into the applications, and really just let them know the importance of this, because it is really understated how important research papers and research is. So yeah, that was our primary goal.
Okay, interesting. And whenever we are talking about extracurriculars and profile, so some students have different extracurriculars, but they are choosing different field. But in your case, it's clearly visible that you have a great interest about STEM, and like for example, you created a AI prediction, weather predictor. How did you get that idea, and when you started?
This was actually not the ideal time for me. This was in the beginning of the 12th. I did not know till that time the importance of having that one project. Like, everyone talks about having a spike in your application. So, and I felt my activities and everything I've done till now was very diversified. That was the phase where I was like, no, call just need that, you have to have that one really turning point in your application, and you have to show them that you're really really passionate about what you want to do. So I came to Delhi, and actually, yeah, two other people who have been backbones in my life apart from my mother and father have been my brothers. One is studying at Harvard University. He's doing his PhD in biomedical engineering. And one of them just got into UCID with 100% scholarship doing mechanical engineering as well. So they both are just study freaks, and they are such knowledgeable people. They are excelling at what they're doing, and they motivated me to think outside the box, to ideating is such a big part of being in this in STEM. I'll talk about STEM. So yeah, so I came, met them, and I think for 1 to 2 months I was just brainstorming. I was researching I just wanted to tackle a problem which was not globally being just articulated, and it was not being solved. And it might have been a low scale or a large scale problem, any might have worked, but I was just researching something So then I was researching, and then I came across, and after that research, I did not find just one particular thing that interested me. I realized how big of a problem inaccurate weather predictions are. So, inaccurate weather predictions lead to a lot of economic, transportational, infrastructural problems. So, then after researching how about weather predictions, how the companies and any manufacturing companies and factories work and actually curate these weather prediction systems, I could not have done anything large scale at that time because I did not have the resources. But I tried by I during my time over here from my brother, I learned to function Arduino. It is used for programming, and through that, I was able to build my entire weather prediction station by using DHT and MQ125 sensors. And by their help, by guidance, by researching and working day and night tirelessly and just working out the solutions, watching YouTube videos on how programming works, how can you bring in a unique point. I did not want to make something that already exists. I wanted to bring something out of my project that will actually show the universities that I strive to be a change maker and I do not want to follow on the path that other people are already using, because I want to bring change and bring solutions to problems by my own ways, by finding those creative out of the box ideas. And yeah, so that was how the project came to be.
Yeah, got it. And it's a very STEM enthusiastic journey. And I always say, always create here in my wall.
Yeah,
It's where. Yeah, always create impact, not just
extracurriculars. Yeah,
extracurriculars.
right.
So you proved that right. Yeah, you proved that right. And you volunteered or you lead the team of 13,000 volunteers in Yamuna project. So it's the biggest impact, I think, in your profile. So please explain that beautiful experience about Yamuna project.
I have always been enthusiastic about community service since I think when I came in India, the first year itself. When I was 8 years old, my mom and I just looked at the places around us, and there was an HIV community near us, and we really wanted to make an impact over there. And I was just 8 years old, and I was really good at arts. So my mom and I just ideated and just came together, brainstormed, and just thought of ideas how we can help. So by using arts, I drew a lot of posters, lots and posters, and I donated them to the NGO, and also just advertised it all over my society. And even if that did not make a big impact at the age of 8, that really made the kids happy, because those HIV kids were just really small, and I think it made the NGO happy to see that a kid that of that age is trying to bring a change and doing something for them. So yeah. And then coming to the Yamuna project, I when I visited Delhi the other time, um, I got in contact with Miss Neera Mishra ji. She runs Draupadi Dream Trust. It's a really prestigious dream trust. It's a really prestigious organization, and I just spoke to her and I told her about my idea that um, we have seen the Yamuna River, and everyone knows how these sacred Yamuna, because Yamuna River for us as Indians is a really sacred river. And but the irony is that it is one of the most, not one of the most, it is the most polluted river in India. So I mean, that was a pretty big issue. So then we talked a lot, we discussed, we visited a lot of different communities, because near the Yamuna River are these Bihari communities which are in charge of this Chhat Puja that happens yearly and annually. And this Chhat Puja, even though it is a religious ceremony, it is a contributing factor to the Yamuna River's pollution the most. So even, and we can't stop it because it's a religious ceremony, and I mean that is completely wrong. So we wanted to come like a way around it and do something about it. So I think during that time we spoke like to a lot of people. I think we made a WhatsApp group, started off with 5 people: me, my mom, Neeraji, a Bihari community's leader. Yeah, only 4 people. And by the time this project was in came into phase, there were around 1,000 people on WhatsApp. We had like different groups, and we had thousands of people. Just we kept making videos. We organized an event where people came in, and the first event actually just included just making people aware about this issue, because not everyone was aware about this issue. So, and we wanted them to know that we're not tackling Yamuna river pollution as a problem as a whole. We're just tackling with one aspect of it, and that one aspect can change the entire condition of the Yamuna river drastically. So yeah, I think that happened, and then we talked to a lot of different companies that and we got fundings from the Dream Trust itself, and we were able to provide these people of these Bihari communities of who perform Chhat Puja with different booths, different gloves, different materials, and we distributed bags where they can put all of their garbage of the remaining any dispensaries, any material that is not being used in the Chhat Puja, and they just throw it off into the Yamuna River to be stored in those bags and then carried out. So yeah, I mean, that brought a lot of change. And then also in the start, I think this project not only taught me to network and interact with people of different class, genders, religions, and apart from helping from a leadership position, I was we had a lot of conflicts, because this was not a big issue. This was not a small issue. This was a really big issue. So we had a lot of um, people who were against the entire movement and just stood over and we had like groups and groups of people of the Bihari community itself. It was like half of the community wanted to help, but half of it did not wanted to help. So they just became an obstacle of our entire mission. And then I think that's the time when through the government support, we like talked to the people in the legislation and everything, and we were able to bring in amendments. Like they actually gave us like written permissions to bring this amendment change, so that those opposers could not hinder this entire movement. So I mean, it was a really big, and at one point it seemed impossible to even bring this change, but I mean, it worked out well in the end, and it's still going on.
Yeah, exactly. And like as we know that Chhat Puja is the most famous in Bihar, biggest festival of Bihar, and they are just praying to God, and they are just like performing activities for Ganga. But just praying, it's not a real prayer. The real impact or real prayer is to prevent that tradition. And yeah, it's a great impact that you created, because awareness is the most crucial part of this journey of this project. Because if they will aware about how they are polluting their own tradition, then they will definitely do something for it. So it's a great project. Veena, anything about your profile which you thought that okay, it's the most difficult part of my profile?
Of my application or the application process?
Whole application process, anything, any part. It
Okay.
can be
So,
extracurricular part, essays, anything.
apart like I'll come to the application later, but if I'm talking about the application process, um during the I got into Carnegie Mellon in my regular decisions, but during the I applied early decision to Princeton. So that was like always my
Yeah.
dream college. And and like a lot of people discouraged me to apply there, and even my counselors, they told me that no, you have no chance of getting in there, you should not apply there. And like a lot of different segments of conflicts took place. But I mean, I think have you heard about that saying, like in the midst of the storm you have that one beam of light, and that is like your turning point, and you have to reach there. And in order to reach there, you have to be passionate, you have to be dedicated, you have to put in the hard work. So I think at that time, I mean, a lot of different conflicts happened in school, and I like at just to come at the end. I at one point I did not feel like going to school. I was completely heartbroken. I was completely demotivated, and I felt like this entire hard work that I've put in all my life in academics, in co-curriculars, in projects, and everything. what is the use if I do not have the same opportunities and the same chance or the respect to apply to these colleges? And I mean, I felt completely out of shape. I did not have anyone supporting me other than my mom, my dad, my family, and my 2 to 3 friends. And I mean, the one thing I can say confidently that I was a different person before the application process and after the application process. I learned to be resilient. I learned to not let anything affect my dreams, my goals. And now that I've gotten into the university, I can confidently say to anyone who's watching and everyone, even if I talk to anyone, I tell them, if you're actually passionate about something, if you dream big, then you can attain it. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And there are many difficult parts of the application, and one of these parts is choosing best university, because it's not about just choosing; it's about finding the best fit. More difficult than finding a life partner. So choosing, yeah, universities are like too crucial. And what about your other extracurriculars? And like you feel that okay, it's the extracurricular which changed my way of thinking, mindset, and most impactful one for you.
All right. So, I mean, one was the Yamuna project we already talked about, but there were two more. I'll talk about two. I've listed as my one of the activities as me being the basketball captain. I was so basically I joined basketball in school as a sport in seventh, and nobody let me play. Nobody gave me the chance to play on the court, and I was just desperate. Like, just give me the ball. I'll show you what I can do. I'll run. I'll do anything. Just give me that opportunity.
Yeah.
Nobody let me play. Not my coach. Not my friends. Nobody. But I was just every day I used to go to the court. Just I was just too desperate to play on the court. So I mean, one day I got the opportunity to play, and thankfully the coach was really impressed by my stamina, my skill set. So then धीरे धीरे मैं captain बन गई till I think in the 8th grade. In a matter of 1 year, I became the basketball captain. And I mean, be it the inter house, be it inter schools, everywhere, our team used to win. So I mean, I think one of the main things in my life that brought in that confidence was basketball. And then I mean, I learned leadership skills. I learned how to collaborate with my teammates. I learned how to respect them, how to listen to their views, how to learn to be inspired by others who are of your equal level. And I learned to, I failures. I learned how to just setbacks. I learned how to turn the setbacks into comebacks. Like, I mean, that was it. So I learned how to embrace failures because before our SGFI nationals, we had IBSOs, which is an IB
Yeah.
competition among all the IB schools in India. Um, so we got defeated in the semifinals, and just by 2 to 3 points. And I was the captain of the team, and I felt like I let down the team, and I did not know how to deal with that because till that point we had been winning, winning, winning. So I did not know how to look up to my team. I did not know what to do about the situation, if I should continue playing basketball or not. But then that time my teammates were so supportive. They were like, no, we're all in this together. We are all gonna learn, and next time we are gonna make a comeback. All the teachers, all the seniors in our school are so motivating. They have always been really like role models in my life. So yeah. And I mean, then after playing in the IBSO tournament that we got defeated, there was a chair of board members who selected a few students to participate in the SDFI nationals. So luckily I got selected that time, and I went to Hyderabad to play, and completely new people in our team. Like, all the 10 people in our team were completely different, of different schools, different states. And I mean, just coming together and learning so much about each other, how to just make that bond to on the field, in our rooms, everywhere. I mean, learning from a different coach. And I mean, that was a thrilling experience for me, and a really um, learning experience for me. So I feel that was a big part of my application, because I really wanted to put it somewhere that I was I all of this happened. And I mean, this really just curates me as an individual, and is a really big part of me. And then I think the second thing that I did was I'm a student. I put in the research section as a student researcher. I did three research papers. One was yeah, so one was the Pioneer Research Program. I did under Professor Kaplan at JHU. So, I mean, I was just able to participate in this because my mother and my father have always been really, really, really supportive. They have provided me with all the resources, thankfully, and I'm really grateful for that because I know that many students do not have the opportunities, and I mean, it's quite unfair for them, but I have always been provided with all the opportunities, with all the resources, and I always have tried to make the best of them. So yeah, and I mean, Pioneer Research Program rarely provides scholarships to students. So like really, really rarely. Like I think everyone who already applies there already knows this, but I luckily got in the Pioneer Research Program, and I did a research paper on stellar populations and metallic distributions with Professor David Kaplan at JHU. And I mean, just connecting for the first time with the professor abroad, not of the Indian environment and the like India as a whole, was a really different experience because you get to know how people outside interact, how people outside are good at educating you. Are you able to just establish an understanding? Are you able to understand? Because we, as IB students, always strive to study abroad. So it just gave a peek into how the education system outside is like, and it really just helped me structure and organize my research skills. The research part over there is so integral, and it is so integral in STEM as it is. So as a woman in STEM, I have always been I've just always been supportive of women in STEM and always want to advocate for them. So I think a really big part of me being able to become a person who supports women in STEM and just bring about change in that case has been and will always be my research skills. So yeah, I mean, I did that one research paper, and then I did two more in school, one on parabolic reflectors and one on Fleming's left-hand rule. So these were a little small-scale research projects. Though in the parabolic reflector research paper, I was for the first time I built a project with my friend. We actually went and purchased the aluminium foils, the reflectors, and learned how to just bring about the entire project, how to structure it, how to actually build. Like you actually build the project in the ground, in the labs, and then we learned how even though whatever we learned theoretically and how to apply that practically is so different. I mean, it is really different. Practically you face so many challenges and so many problems that are not addressed theoretically. So yeah, I mean, if I want to become an engineer and I apply and I got in for mechanical engineering, so this is really going to be a crucial aspect over there, the practical hands-on aspect of this entire field. So yeah, I think this was a really big part of the application.
Yeah, like so inspiring journey, because in your throughout the journey you have tons of experiences, impactful
Yeah,
experiences, and you have tons of skills like Kathak, Taekwondo, and
yeah,
keyboard, and also photography. So you have tons of extracurriculars. So I will try to add every single extracurricular and details about your profile in the description, or we'll create a separate folder
yeah.
for that. So I will cover. So and what about SAT preparation?
As you already know, in JPIS, most of the people go with SAT or ACT, but I was more inclined towards SAT because, yeah, I mean, I just gave both the mock tests, and I scored almost pretty like in both of them equally. So I just decided to go for SAT. And I mean, initially, what I had heard, what I had seen, all the videos on YouTube, all the internet, all the websites, everywhere it said that you should prepare, practice, prepare, and all of that. And then we have Khan Academy, you have to practice there. So I gave my first attempt. I didn't really study for that really well. Um, but I just gave it. I just wanted to see where I stand right now. And without studying, without even touching any material, I just gave it. And I got a 1400. So I felt like if I can give, if like I got a 1400, so I was like pretty discouraged that time. Like I was like, yeah, I really have to study for it. So then I think in the I gave three attempts. And for the second attempt, I purchased the Erica Melzer books. the English Erica Melzer books, and then I did maths from Khan Academy, and then I scored 1420, and I thought that after studying so much and just getting 20 more points, I mean, it, honestly just speaking, it felt pointless at that time because just putting in so much hard work, and I knew that I was taking the wrong approach. This was not an approach that I want, and this is not needed, this is not required. So what should I do about it? So then I spoke to one of my friends who got a 1550 in the recipe. I asked them, like, how do you go about it? What is the strategy? So then they were like that maths is going to be really easy. If you're good at maths, if you're academically good at maths, you're able to do maths. English, which we all feel we are good at, is actually the main biggest challenging point of the SAT, because it actually delves deep into the grammatical, and questions are structured in a way where you actually have to have that really in-depth knowledge of grammatical English. So I focus mostly on English. I did maths. I did maths for, I mean, I think 1 week, and when I saw like a pretty achievable score, like 790, 800 I was getting, then I left maths, and then I started studying English, and then I felt like English questions are like just really tricky for me. I mean, even if I scored well in school in English, that was it. But then Erica Melzer provides, I mean, I would suggest to everyone to study from Erica Melzer, because Erica Melzer is literally the key to succeeding in English city. Then, yeah, then I think I prepared for 2 more weeks, and I scored a 1490. So I got yeah. So then I got a 790 in maths, and then English was that. So I scored a 1490, and I initially planned on not submitting the score to the all the universities, the Ivy Leagues or Carnegie or any school. I was like, this is not a good score. I should not be submitting the score. But then I read a lot about the alumni over there, about the students over there, about the graduates, and they all suggested the same thing, that this is the only standardized approach that they have to judge all the students across the world. And be it APs, IBs, CBSE, all of these examinations are of different have different requirements, have different standards. So SAT and ACT are the only standardized tests that they can judge an applicant and um, compare them to the other students. And it's not the most like important part of your application, but you'll give them another scope of just looking at your application as a whole. So I did submit it to all of my colleges. I gave 4090 application score in all of the colleges, and I think that was a really smart decision, because and I saw like a lot of application that your acceptance does not depend on your SAT score or academics. The best part about the US applications is that they have a holistic approach. The academics, and apart from the SATs, your extracurricular activities, your character as a person, how you have grown up, your growth, how you reflect upon the things that you have done. That is what they're looking for in an application, and they are looking for different things in everyone. And even if just one thing strikes in an application as appealing to them, you're going to be in their good books. So yeah, that was it.
Okay, totally makes sense. I agree with that. And Veena, what about financial aid? Like, did you apply for financial aid?
I applied for financial aid in a few colleges here. Carnegie Mellon does not offer financial aid to any international students, so it was not a option here. But I think to all the other universities, be it Ivy Leagues, be it Stanford, be it any my safety schools, I did apply to a lot of schools with financial aid, because even though my parents were ready to fund me and provide me with the resources, I did not want to burden them with that, and I really just wanted to sh- prove it to them that I can get in without their any funding. But yeah, so I did apply for the financial aid, but then I ended up going to Carnegie Mellon, so that was out of the question.
Yeah, I appreciate your thoughts. And Veena, what about like your future goals and future plans? Any future goals you have?
Just apart from thinking about my career, one future goal that I have and will remain lifelong is going to be learn. Just keep learning, keep absorbing all the knowledge. I mean, I'm just going to be frank right now, because that is my actual goal. Just
Yeah,
keep learning, keep just nurturing your mind. And as my mother says, that your mind is your biggest asset. Be it, you can be anywhere in the world. If your mind is going to be sharp, and if you have the knowledge that you require, you're going to do well in anything that you want to pursue. You're going to do good in everything you want to do. So I think that is going to be a thing that I'm going to carry with myself all my life. Other than that, in my university, I plan on doing a lot of internships and just gathering as much of experience as I can to strengthen my resumes for any jobs that I apply internationally. Because internationally, in the US, freshman students are not given as like job opportunities. International freshman students are not given as many opportunities to for the jobs as our sophomore, junior, senior students. So I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna focus on that. And then I want to pursue mechanical engineering, because initially I was completely sure I want to do aerospace engineering, but then I just took a step back, and then I thought about it that mechanical engineering is a well-rounded engineering, and if you're not actually just decided yet what you want to do, but you know that this field interests you and you want to make a change over here, so then I felt that mechanical engineering is the best option. My brother suggested it, my father suggested it. So yeah. And then one of my goals is also to just inspire people, because if you're going to do great works, then you're going to inspire people. And I feel that if I'm going to do well over there, then I'm going to create expectations, and I really want to fulfill those expectations. So yeah. And then I mean, one thing that is always going to live rent free in my mind is when I went for horse riding nationals. Over there, there had come an, I think it was an Australian coach. She came there to coach the professionals, but then my mom and I found her just sitting nearby a tree, and then we found the opportunity to just chat with her. And and then my mom asked her to give me a guiding advice which she thinks I should apply for horse riding. So she said one very very important thing, which I think is the mantra of my life, that always think two strides ahead. I mean, this does not only apply in horse riding or sports, it applies in your life. um, if you're always going to think two strides ahead, then everything is always going to be well managed, organized. You're going to be able to just put the ticks off on your to-do list and everything. So yeah, I always try to abide by that.
So inspiring or excited journey you have, and I think it's just a starting of your journey, because college is just a one part or next chapter of
Definitely.
your life's book. So
Definitely.
yeah, super excited. And I think
Yeah.
mhm, student have to be like a sponge, just a sponge or absorb as
Yeah,
knowledge as possible, this much.
exactly.
Yeah, just
Absolutely.
absorb skills
Absolutely.
related to your passion and your future goals. So yeah, it totally makes sense. So I just want to know about your other goals, anything for community work.
Carnegie Mellon is really actually Carnegie Mellon looks like, I mean, if I talk about the best fit that the Carnegie Mellon looks for, is students who are creative, passionate, and dedicated. So I mean, they have an array of opportunities. They really do focus on community service over there. So I mean, they offer a lot of opportunities that I'm definitely going to enroll for. I'm definitely going to try to uh, make an impact and be a part of the change that will take place. So yeah, I mean, that is going to be something that I will always be a part of. So community service is always going to be on my agenda. So yeah.
Yeah, got it. And Veena, what about your academics or GPA?
So 9th to 10th, I had my IGCSE. So I had 11 subjects. Initially, I wanted 10 subjects, but my counselors, they recommended an 11th subject, which was PE, physical education, because I was so good at sports. They were like, no, you should definitely take PE. You cannot drop it. So yeah, I had English literature, I had English language, I had additional mathematics, I had international mathematics, which is the lower mathematics. And then I had physics, chemistry, biology, computer science, French, economics, um, physical education, and I think I'm missing out on one thing. Um, Something I'm missing out on. I don't remember, but yeah, I had 11 subjects, and then I got 9 A stars and 2 A's. I got 9 A stars in all of my subjects, and I got 2 A's. One was in PE because I did not focus on PE academically as much, and then I had in international mathematics. So yeah, this was that. And then in 11th and 12th we had IB. So in 11th, I in the first time I scored I think a 40 on 42. So yeah, I mean my 11th was till 40. I scored in both 40 out of 42, and then in 12th first sem, because there were like a lot of family conflicts. I think I've mentioned in my Common App essay about as well. That was a time during which my mom and my dad separated. So that was like a pretty like a turmoil in my life, and they tried their very best to not let it affect me. But I mean that is pretty inevitable to a point. So in my 12th first, I think I scored a 37 or 38 out of 42. But my teachers were like really supportive about it. They were like, no, no worries, it's all really going to be all right. And you can do well in your other aspects of your application. You can just brush them, and I mean, once or twice it can happen to anyone. So yeah, and yeah, I think that's it.
Amazing. And I think you have a perfect car. Why I'm saying car? Because according to me, college application is just like a car. So in application, there are four
Okay.
wheels as academics, extracurriculars. So you have
Yeah,
perfect wheels of the cars. And I also want to discuss one topic because I think you are a girl who cared about future impact and society. As you know that there is an scam in NEET exam or ITJ exam, so
yeah,
there are lots of
yeah.
scams. So any point of view about those scams and education system of India?
I mean, I think that is pretty direct. What mostly all the people who I interact with, and I always like this is my strong point of view, that I mean, these exams should be either cancelled or retaken. I mean, it's completely unfair for a paper to be leaked. And then, I mean, the reservation seats have increased. So many students scored a perfect score on a competitive exam, which is like the most competitive exam in our country.
Country, yeah.
I think it's pretty unfair. And I mean, I saw the news channels and I saw a lot of interviews of students who are a little unprivileged compared to others affluent students. So it is pretty disadvantageous for them and they need to be treated fairly. So it is really important that, I mean, in my point of view, that is definitely it is unfair, and these exams should be retaken. And then I think yesterday the Supreme Court announced they were going to discuss this entire matter and declare a verdict, but they have postponed the announcement date to, I think, next month. So I mean, I think, yeah, that is happening. So let's see what will happen. But I think overall the Indian education system is really, really good, because I mean, we all know IIT and all these medical
Yeah.
schools and all of these are really renowned in the US and other Europe as well, like internationally as well. And everyone knows that it is really, 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 really rigorous. And I mean, I study in an IB. However, now if I'm giving you an honest opinion, CBSE provides you with much more fundamental knowledge as a STEM student in sciences, especially. It provides you with more strong fundamental knowledge compared to the IB, because IB has a more practical approach to all of the topics. So I think like now that I'm stepping into the university, I know I'll be leaving next month. So till then, I'm trying to just brush off all the fundamentals by studying from the CBSE books, because I know that IB has like completely nourished my tactical approaches, my practical understanding as much as it could. But I mean, those fundamental theoretical basic things that are really, really, really crucial for STEM students, scientists, and science students to know, that is provided by CBSE. So, I mean, I really am studying from those right now. I study, I think, daily, every day for 1 to 2 hours and making it a consistent routine. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate your way of thinking. And to be honest, I also have same kind of mindset because on the social media, on the internet, news channels, there are many people. They are just blaming their countries, their education system, and saying
Yeah,
Indian education
definitely.
system is not good, it's worst.
Yeah.
But in reality, I think it's not about the education system. It's about the mindset, and people have different approaches. So mostly people are just blaming. There is no one who is like working on the real solution, because there are many things we
Yeah.
can solve. So let's assume if we can change the not the whole education system, but the mindset. So for changing mindset, we can change the entrance examination system. For example, if we will add more factors in the entrance exam, for example, extracurriculars, more activities, because as you know that,
Yeah.
the-
Yeah, I mean, exactly, right. Like, I think the colleges in India are 99% heavily weigh on academics and your entrance exam scores, your school CBSE results, and all of these things, which are definitely really, really crucial to demonstrate the um, knowledge that a student has. However, the best thing about the US colleges is that they want every student to be different. They do not want a cohort of exactly same brilliant, intelligent students. They want one student to be really good at arts, really good at music, someone is really good at sports, someone is really good at science, someone is really good at business. And even in those fields, everyone individually as a character is different. Someone is really passionate about different projects, someone is really passionate about something else. So I think that holistic approach that universities abroad implement and apply in their admission process is something that maybe the Indian colleges should maybe implement in their admission processes. However, I think that's a change that will not come anytime soon. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the best part about the US colleges.
Yeah, exactly. And I have a most terrible or most beautiful experiences with parents of our students. And some parents are saying, okay, you have everything. Why you are sending our kid to abroad? Why you are not just promoting Indian education, Indian colleges, or start with teaching for JEE NEET? So, and some parents are appreciating that, yeah, it's a good thing. You are like giving them new approach or new mindset. So it's all about way of thinking. And if we can implement that education system, not the education system, but entrance examination system in our education, then maybe after 5 years, you can see the great difference, because there are two
Yeah,
equivalents. One is with
hopefully.
the
Yeah.
traditional entrance examination system, and another with a new one, where he or she will also have to engage in activities like you engaged, and work on his passion project and lots of things. So after 5 years, there is a, you can say that, huge difference in the education system or youth. So
Yeah.
yeah, any last message?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah. So, I mean, all the students who will be applying right now this year or in the upcoming years, even though you can sometimes get really caught up in this entire sigma that you have to structure your application according to what universities want. I got into that phase for 1 to 2 months, but fortunately I was able to come out of it timely, and I realized how important it is to be authentic. I mean, I cannot stress this enough. I One thing I'm proud of my application, whether I got into my dream college or not, whether I got into places I wanted to or not, I my entire application is true. Like, nothing is something made up or exaggerated. Everything that I've put into my application, I've actually done it. I have the evidences in my photos, I have the documents, I have everything. So
Yeah, that's the
even
beauty of
though
your profile.
I'll be
Yeah,
yeah, so I mean, I'll be honest. A lot of people I know have created their application not in the most authentic manner, just to get into the colleges they want to. And I feel even though they might have gotten into their dream colleges, when they reach there, the university has accepted them as their fit, but they were not authentic. So then they won't be the best fit over there. However, out of all the colleges I know, and Carnegie Mellon was with my top three choices. So thankfully, I got into Carnegie Mellon. But now that I know that Carnegie Mellon picked me based on my application and everything that I put into it, nothing was wrong. Like, nothing was untrue. Even if something is, a little less appealing, something is a little more appealing to them, I know they knew me as a whole. They knew every part of me. They knew what kind of a person they are admitting to the college. And if they did accept me on all of those merits, I know that over there, I will be a fit over there, because they saw who I am, how reflective I am, how passionate I am, how dedicated I am, the problems I've had, how I go about stuff, how I perform academically, how I perform outside my school. And they know that, I mean, the best part about taking IB and the courses that I took is that you show the university that you love to challenge yourself. It is, I think, really important. I know it is really cliche that you should step out of your comfort zone, but it is only when you step out of your comfort zone that you achieve the things that you don't even think you can achieve. So I think it is really, really helpful. And second thing I would like to say is, I like, just right now before talking to you, I was looking at my Instagram and I read it over there that it is better to have 5 years of pain and 50 years of freedom than having 5 years of freedom and 50 years of pain. So it is really, really important to work hard this entire high school, your college, so that you have those entire rest of the years of your life to do well, enjoy, and spend time with the families and everything. So it is really, really, really important to work hard. You cannot not escape. Like, there's no easy way out. You have to put in the hard work. Then only you'll be able to cross that bridge. So, because I initially thought that, what if, I do this and I won't have to do all of this. Like I had that mindset that, what if I how to reach there? Maybe I'll, like, not just cross the pond. Actually, I'll go around it. That does not work. That does not work. That may work out once or twice, but it will never work out in the end. So it is really, really, really important to work hard and be passionate about what you want to do. You can't just take or choose a major because you saw your friend doing it, or your parents want you to do it, or you read somewhere it felt appealing. No, you have to be actually passionate about what you want to do. If you're confused about it, that's totally fine. Even I was confused till 12th first what I want to do, because many students, either they have no interest or they have, like, a lot of interest. That happens a lot. And I had, like, a lot of interest. I did not know how to structure it. So I mean, that is really important. And then and also, it is one last thing that I would like to say is that you do not have to drop anything. Like, I am a student who is interested in sports and music as well. I'm going to continue that at the university. I'm thinking of minoring maybe in music, or maybe in definitely enrolling in a lot of sports clubs and everything, because those are your hobbies. And just because you want to pursue that one thing, you don't have to drop all of these things. I think this is a really wrong notion that people are presented with, that you can just pursue that one thing and then you have to drop everything. You can always pursue the other things as well. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Veena, for your golden words. I'm assuming that
You
the whole interview will help thousands of students, and your whole story is a
hopefully.
testament of the inspiration, and everything is just a inspiration for all students. So thank you, Veena, for your thoughts. Because
Thank you
we
so
have tons
much.
of extracurriculars from UNICEF to Rotary International. So I will try to add everything in the description because it's not possible in
Yeah.
this interview. And I think it's the third more, yeah,
Thank you. That's
yeah, you can say that third longest interview of this year. So that's why. So I will add everything in the
okay.
description. And
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
All right.
What about your family? Like any other family member who also pursuing any degree or undergraduation in foreign universities?
I mean, I told you about my two brothers. So one of them is my elder brother. He did his undergrad in UIC and then went to Harvard University on a full ride scholarship for biomedical engineering. He even got accepted to Carnegie Mellon, and he was about to depart on his flight, but he just felt it in his gut that he shouldn't go there. So then he didn't go there, and then he waited for a few months, and then he got a offer from there. So I mean, he has been a really big mentor in my life, and he motivates me. He challenges me. He helps me understand new things. And then my other brother, who took a gap year actually, and now he's pursuing his undergrad in UCED on a full ride scholarship as well for mechanical and aerospace engineering. And he has helped me in ways, like, in uncountable ways, be it my entire process of preparing to go abroad, or be it actually in my weather station project. He has helped me a lot. And he is extremely creative. He is extremely passionate about what he is doing. So I mean, when I see that, I mean, it's really important to surround yourself with people who inspire you. I'm sure people who really excel have a really great circle of friends, of people. I'm sure even you must do. So yeah, I mean that's that. And then my father is a doctor; he's a gynecologist, and my mother is my biggest mentor, role model, my backbone.
Yeah, that's why I think in the beginning I used Stuti Khandwala's name because she also have like doctor family, doctor father. That's why. So, Veena, any views about CTS, Cross the Sky Limit? It's an online community. We are helping all international
Yeah,
students by providing them free
yeah,
resources, and currently we are the only one on the whole internet who are providing everything related to abroad study. Everything is free,
that's
free
amazing.
resources, free guides and all, from SET preparation to AP preparation and all. So any point of view, anything about CTF?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I saw your Instagram page because when I like heard about you and like I got the message, I read the Instagram and I saw the Instagram page and I saw your videos. And I mean, you are talking about things that people actually want to be paid for. Like people usually take the money to just say those things, and you're actually providing that free advice to everyone. So I think to everyone out there, listen to Cross the Sky Limits because they actually give really meaningful and helpful advice. Because when I heard you, that is actually what an ideal application requires. So definitely people who are going to listen to you, people who are going to follow you are going to go to great places. So I think it is really, really, really helpful.
Thank you, Veena. So if you want to get
All right.
inspired, then just follow Veena on her all social media accounts. And if you need any help or any guidance, information about abroad study, then you can also check my Instagram. It's not mandatory, but yeah, following Veena is mandatory. So thank you, Veena. Let's cross the sky limits.
Let's cross the sky limits.